Creating a safe space, also known as a cushion of safety, around your emergency apparatus is essential to protect you, other occupants, and drivers or pedestrians in your path. Your cushion of safety includes the areas in front and to the sides of and behind your vehicle. You create it by maintaining appropriate following distances, implementing safe practices when stopping, avoiding tailgaters, and being mindful of blind spots. Two of the most important defensive driving tactics you can practice to maintain your cushion of safety are driving at speeds appropriate for conditions and avoiding distractions so you can concentrate on your surroundings. Maintain a following distance appropriate for your driving conditions and the type of apparatus you're operating. A safe following distance is defined as at least 4 seconds behind the vehicle in front of you during ideal conditions. The best way to determine your following distance is to test yourself in the vehicle you operate during a non-emergency run. Look ahead to determine a stationary object such as a tree, post, or sign. As the vehicle in front of you passes the object, begin counting the seconds until your vehicle reaches the same object. This will give you a visual estimate of an appropriate following distance under normal conditions. The distance should be increased when traveling at speeds over 40 miles an hour, or in adverse conditions such as inclement weather, driving on gravel or dirt roads, or when roads are wet or icy. In vehicles over 40 feet long, increase this distance by 1 second for each additional 10 feet of length on your apparatus. Maintaining a safe following distance provides you with a better view of the traffic and adequate reaction time to plan ahead for any unexpected changes, as well as sufficient time to slow down, change lanes, or stop as necessary. You can prepare for a safe stop before you leave the station by ensuring your brakes and tires are in good condition and properly maintained. Once you're on the road, be aware of road conditions that may impact your stopping distance. The total distance required to come to a complete stop consists of perception distance plus reaction distance plus brake lag distance plus braking distance. Perception distance is the distance you travel between the time you recognize a problem and the moment you decide how to respond. On the highway, you may have about 12 to 15 seconds of lead time, or 1/4 of a mile. In the city, you can expect this distance to be about 1 to 1.5 blocks. Reaction distance is the distance you travel during the time it takes to move your foot from the accelerator to when you apply pressure to the brake pedal. On average, this takes about 3/4 of a second, but it can be impacted by the physical condition of the driver and heavy clothing such as a firefighter uniform. The practice of covering the brake, removing your foot from the accelerator and placing it over the brake pedal without applying pressure can reduce reaction distance by about 30 to 60 feet and may be the difference between a routine stop and an accident. Covering the brake is especially useful when approaching intersections. Brake lag distance equals the distance traveled between when you first apply pressure on the brake pedal and when the brake actuates. This can be half a second or more, or about 40 feet at 50 miles an hour. Braking distance is the distance traveled from when the brakes first take effect to when the apparatus comes to a complete stop. Braking distance is subject to the size and weight of the apparatus, road conditions, and by any incline of the road. To get a good idea of the braking distance required for your apparatus, conduct braking distance tests with each apparatus you may be required to drive. When stopping, be sure to leave enough room between your vehicle and the vehicle in front of you. You should be able to see a few feet of road behind the rear tires of the vehicle ahead. Also, wait a few seconds after the driver ahead begins to move forward before proceeding. This will maintain your cushion of safety should the vehicle ahead suddenly stop, and will also help protect you from any tailgaters. Tailgaters are the biggest risk to the cushion of safety behind your apparatus. A tailgater could come from regular traffic or could be another vehicle responding to the incident. If other vehicles are following too closely, increase your following distance. This may prevent you from rear-ending the vehicle ahead should your tailgater rear-end you. Keeping your blind spots open gives you room to change lanes when necessary to avoid situations that may develop ahead of you. In addition to checking your mirrors every 3 to 5 seconds, lean forward in your seat in order to cover all the angles and use your convex mirrors to provide you with an accurate picture of your surroundings. Remember, sight lines and blind spots will vary from vehicle to vehicle, so when you first get into the driver's seat, take a moment and orient yourself to the field of vision of the apparatus you're driving. Check the space to the left front and right front of your vehicle to ensure that you're not driving in someone else's blind spot. Drop back or move ahead in your lane as necessary to stay seen and heard across all lanes of traffic. Taking initiative to maintain your cushion of safety by keeping the spaces around your apparatus clear is your responsibility. Engaging in safe driving practices allows you to be the responder and not the one calling for help.